Let's discuss the only piece of real estate on this entire planet that you will ever truly, fully own. And that is your physical vessel. It is your very own temple, but you didn't lease it. Science does not own it. The state does not own it. It's yours while you're here. It is your ultimate sovereign territory, and yet most people are walking around running this multi-million-dollar quantum biological asset on absolute autopilot, letting the factory default settings dictate your entire life while you passively sit in the passenger seat. There used to be a commercial that came on when I was a kid, and it's a Volkswagen commercial that said, "On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers." And that was highly accurate, but this isn't about a car. So why are the vast majority of humans a passenger in their own avatar with no clue that they can take the controls and actually steer their own spaceship? Technically speaking, well, it's because the people that was put in charge of explaining the machine to you decided to write the manual in a language designed to make you close the book in confusion. Listen, I'm a proud nerd myself, so no disrespect, but very few medical professionals are capable of keeping a regular ass human being engaged while they explain the body with a clipboard in a stale ass setting. Most of them nerds don't even focus on the operation of the organism. They fix components. They tell you what the components do, and that is very important for them and the work that they do. It is obviously needed, but it is not who you go to for your overall well-being. They deal with the hardware, the physical components, and from my personal experience of engaging with them, it appears that most of them are oblivious to the software operation, or we could say the spirit side or the energetic side, like whatever you choose to say. Doctors don't deal with software as a whole. Doctors need their language, and the average person does not. So let's start there, because our entire mission is to put the user manual into the hands of everyone who wants to understand themselves through their biological system. Look, I read patterns. That's the method to my madness. Some of the method anyway. But patterns reveal hidden things that the conscious mind doesn't clock or even register as a deeper meaning. But if you understand the translation layer of reality and the difference in subconscious perception versus conscious perspective, then it becomes obvious. So think about it this way. Why can you not read a doctor's signature? Like, it's the ultimate cosmic joke. Historically, the priesthood wrote in codes so that the common people could not read and they can maintain custody over the divine. The modern establishment did the exact same thing. They slapped a Latinized, hyper-sterile name on an incredible glowing node of biology. They locked it behind a clipboard and turned the study of life into a stale checklist of decay. Then they set up stale-ass control groups and called that a baseline. So let me ask you something. When you hear something along the lines of studies show or researchers use a group of however many people to determine whatever results they produce as a standard, how many times were you personally involved in those? Like, were you part of the group that they based the standard on during the research? That's what I thought. Don't ever forget that. There is no such thing as a baseline human with a universal blueprint that we can all adhere to. Like, you are unique. And yeah, I mean, the body has parts. But how you actually deal with your chemistry and your nervous system are wildly different than everyone else's. I digress. They teach you how to look at the machine when it is broken, but they have absolutely no vocabulary for what it looks like when it's running at maximum high voltage coherence. That is what we do, because we are a bridge. Both sides are needed. But unless you are in the medical field, the need for you to understand their terminology and their lingo is microscopic. You do, however, need to understand what each means to your life and reality. So let's start with like the default mode network, for example. Now, most medical talk about it like it's a cluster of brain regions that are running operations without your approval, consent, or awareness. That is not it. Let's strip the lab coat off of that term, because the DMN is your default identity, literally. It is your autopilot software. This system determines your identity as a person, and identity matters significantly. Who you are when your body is an autopilot is who you are, period. Changeable, yes, but think about it this way. This is your identity without input, like who your body believes you are in the exact moment based on your personal experiences of the past. The default mode network is who you are without effort, hence the whole name. And that determines everything. Now, if your default settings are wired by trauma, dead or processed food, or if you are always second guessing yourself, because that whole lukewarm statement in the Bible was also about indecision. But all of that with stagnant energy will cause you to wake up every single morning and your machine will automatically boot up to anxiety before you have even brushed your teeth. Again, consider what I'm saying in the soul. When you wake up, log into reality and open your eyes, your body has a default mode, and those settings are tuned to the identity that you actually are, not who you say you are, not who you affirm you are. This is who you actually are. Affirmations are great, but if you have to keep telling yourself an affirmation, it's because your body don't believe you yet. And since the brain is the last in the chain, like to even know what's what, it is highly important that your body knows your settings to default to. And then we have the other side of the room, the spiritual crowd, talking about collapsing waveforms, manifesting from the ether, completely ignoring the physical engine required to ground the charge. So they run around saying shit like you are not the body. Homie, let me tell you straight up. You are not you without the body. The only reason you exist is because of that body. Now, we are all the one thing that's behind the scenes, and guess what? It can't even get a hug without a body. Like, this shit matters, so don't listen to some random person telling you that none of this does. Like, go hurt yourself or lose a loved one and then tell me it's not real. This is the realest shit you have ever done. Now, how it works behind the scenes is irrelevant to your avatar because you are here. Like, be here. Like, I made this mistake for a while, so I'm speaking to my own self and what I've actually came from. But the body is the only thing that allows you to experience, and it is significantly more intelligent than you. Significantly. Manifestation, for example, is your reticular activating system filtering a reality through a coherent heart field. Raising your vibration is altering the chemical tags on your living DNA scroll. So again, no body, no nothing, not even you, this character. Make it count, homie. You own your body. It is up to you to understand it. You do not need more complex terminology, and you don't need fluffy underground concepts. You need to know how to use your biology on purpose. And the word biology needs a massive upgrade just to carry the sheer immaculate magnitude of what the field actually is. This isn't a science class. This is bioarchitecture, and we teach you how to take the controls of your own system. We do not replace medical help if that is needed. Don't be dumb. When a car is broke, you go see a mechanic. When the body needs fixed, you go see the mechanic also. They're called doctors. But if you want to explore consciousness and learn how your body, and learn how to use your body in the way it was designed, you do not go see a doctor. You go see someone with spiritual insight. Now, you can either accept that life is just happening to you and that you're a passive bystander watching the dashboard light up, or you can step in the cockpit and grab the controls and rewrite the default script. Your life will not change at all until that happens. And manifesting happens through biology and magnetic fields. So you are wasting your time on manifestation and not doing the inner work. Welcome to the machine reflection. The temple is waiting. It has been waiting, and the controls are live. But you cannot pilot a craft that you refuse to understand. And you cannot understand at a meaningful level without action. Action fires the entire system. Thoughts do not become things until they are fueled with emotion. They don't materialize until the emotion is backed up with action. Like, that is how it works. Scientifically, literally, metaphorically, Bruce Lee, like all the Lees. We are all here to experience life and love and duality and intimacy and dumb people and smart people and tacos from food trucks and jet skis and tattoos, and you get the point. So much of the spiritual talk was pulling people away from life as if they were above it and the body wasn't shit. Like it was wrong to participate and have the audacity to want to fulfill your desires and enjoy the experience of life. Hell, some people focus more on alternate universes that they will never experience and past lives that they will never repeat than making the most out of this one, and that is sad. You are standing in the pinnacle of creation and complaining about life and worrying about what others will think of you. This is the operational design. So if you really want to change your life, get into the anatomy lab or the Black Castle and put your hands on your own gears and let's upgrade your system. The doors are open. They've been open. You start at no13.co for the anatomy lab And you already know this is the builder era, humans. You must keep it functional. You're welcome to the top of the spiral.